Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much and welcome back. It's always really lovely. One of the best parts of my day is connecting with you. I hope wherever you are, you're feeling good. You've put a lot of things on that calendar I always talk about that you have to look forward to. If you have not done so, just get it done. Create your hope, your inspiration, and your golden moments. Don't just wait for them to happen. So diving right in, I think many of you are going to be able to resonate and connect with today's topic, and it is why selfish people feel so very cheated. Many times the selfish among us can feel so cheated at the end of a relationship. And I really want to get into the innards of the reason why. But first, I want to open up with a story for you that will perfectly illustrate where I'm going with today's message. So many years ago, after I had finished grad school, I moved into a cute little brownstone, and my neighbor was this adorable lady. Her name was Lila, and she was about, I don't know, couldn't be more than 4 feet, just a little slip of a woman, but so just incredibly sweet, loving, and giving. And, one day out of the blue, her niece showed up, and she was so happy about this. And they did pretty well together for a while. And one day I was coming home and I saw Lila just looking so sad and depressed on the stoop. And I said, "What happened? What's wrong?" And you could see she was kind of wiping her tears away. And she said, "Yeah, my niece, she blew up on me. She left, and I'm so hurt." And I said, "Why? It seemed like you guys were doing well." And she said, "Well, Sheila, I'm on a fixed income, and I was buying food for her, meal preparation. I told her I'd be able to pay her cell phone bill for a while just to get her up to speed. But, she's a 30-something-year-old woman. I couldn't afford to keep feeding both of us. So I asked her if she could just make a contribution, chip in, get a part-time job. And she blew up. Now, folks, it perfectly illustrates. This should have been a situation where her niece was grateful, thankful, more than willing to contribute. And it really just hits the point home. The reason selfish people get so upset and angry, particularly at the end of a relationship, is because they entered the relationship on the basis of entitlement. And when they are required or asked, when you ask more of them, that's when the fireworks start. And in this particular case, what should have been gratitude quickly morphed into expectation. And so this is what you will see. Oftentimes, and it happens unconscious, and I say unconscious because I've sat with enough people over the years to see that their process, they don't set out necessarily to do this, but a selfish personality is slanted in such a way that they unconsciously look for people who will allow them to remain in their natural preferred state. So if your natural preferred state is me first, I'm looking out for me, you're not going to really be drawn to or be compelled or stay in a relationship with someone who is requiring you to, wait a minute, what about me? You need to look out for me too and my wants and needs. So they tend to gravitate toward folks who will accommodate them, people who will enable them, and the relationships work out smashingly. They work out beautifully until the moment comes where you say, basta, I'm tired. I'm tired. Something has to change. This has to look different because it has become woefully imbalanced. So the number one reason you're looking at here why they become so upset is because you're pulling them out of their comfort zone and you're asking for what you should have required in the first place. And I'll get to that in just a second, but I want to share another story with you. Again, it illustrates, highlights the points that I'm making here today. So working with a couple some years ago, lovely gentleman, a complete enabler. He had been caretaking this woman, although she was, able-bodied, full-grown woman when they met. He came in like the knight in shining armor on his white horse. Marriage 16 years down the road, he comes to her. We are not living the way I had envisioned. She had become not a full-blown hoarder, but the house certainly was not neat and tidy. He was tired of that. He wanted to start entertaining his friends. He was literally tired of cleaning up after her emotionally, physically, financially, in every which way. So he did what any fatigued person would do in a relationship. I need you to step in here. I need you to carry some of this weight. I need you to join me in this relationship. And that's when the explosion started. That's when he was accused. He was accused of being selfish. He was accused of changing, switching up the rules in the relationship. And it was just a devastating situation when what he had done, when what he had really done was raise his hand and say, wait a minute, this isn't fair. It's not right. We need to bring some balance back into this relationship. So you probably thought I was just going to be picking on selfish people in this video, and I'm not. I'm not. Selfish people. I have a whole series dedicated to how you can get yourselves together if you so choose and desire to stop being selfish. But now I'm going to turn my attention, folks, to the people who enable these selfish people, because you need a wake-up call. And I hope that as I always try to do it, with compassion, but you need a strong wake-up call today. You get yourself into these situations and you're treated this way because you have set the bar so low. You're reaching for the low-hanging fruit and you're accepting crumbs. That's why it continues to happen. And then you'll back up. And when you ask for what you should have gotten in the relationship in the first place, then there's a backlash on you. And so I say, shame on you. Shame on you. Take a moment to really self-reflect your role in how things have played out, because I found that people will live down or live up to our expectations. To our expectations, folks. It's time to raise the bar. You're required so little. You've required so very little. And for the selfish person, when you finally kick in and ask for what should have always been there, to them it feels like you're asking me to climb Mount Everest. I haven't been climbing Mount Everest. Hell, I don't know if at this point I even want to climb Mount Everest. So that's why you hear me talk about again and again setting standards and expectation in a relationship. My daughter is 6 years old. And I promise you, in an age-appropriate way, I share little stories with her, little cartoon character stories, all that. I talk about standards now. We're starting the conversation now. So you understand, you keep the bar low, you're going to get these low-hanging fruit results. You raise the bar, you're going to get more out of yourself, more out of your life, more out of your relationships. Share another story with you. I have a lot of adult children upset with me across the country, believe me, and I'll tell you why. I have so many men and women who will come to me and they're complaining about their adult children. Sheila, I raised them. I did all I could. I've morphed into an ATM machine. I'm raising their children. I'm doing X, Y, Z. I am tired. I am tired. I don't even see a way out. Hold up. There is a way out. It may not be uncomfortable, but there is a way out. And then I direct them to how to get out of it. Now, look, I've got one 2 months ago. She just came back from Aruba. Never thought she was going to take a vacation. Hadn't taken a vacation in over a decade. Over a decade. I have another one. She's headed out to Dubai. So I never thought I'd see the day. I thought you'd see the day. I thought you'd see the day when you raise the bar, when you raise the bar and you require more. These are your children. You are able-bodied. You need to get a job and raise them. Okay? Step number one. I'm not an ATM. You're cutting into my retirement. You're going to have to do more. Folks, it's not about, we can move in kindness and compassion. One of the most compassionate things you can do for a person is let them see what they've got. Let them stand on their own 2 feet. And you do this by requiring more. You do this by requiring more across the board. I cannot stress it enough. You get what you ask for, and you get what you open yourself up to. Expect the best and get it. And you can't necessarily be devastated when you have not asked for, negotiated, set the bar high, you get tired, a relationship is a wrap, it's a wash. It's how you started out. I don't say that relationships can't be renegotiated. We renegotiate them all the time. But you have to understand, when you have put someone in their emotional equivalent of a 5-star hotel, you're waiting on them hand and foot. They've got the coffee, the hot towel, the jacuzzi in the bathroom. And then you say, well, wait a minute, hold on. You're not going to get maid service 24/7, even though it's wrong, no matter how gracious you've been, how lovely you've been, how accommodating you've been. To them, that feels like this is what I get. This is what I've been trained into. You've let me sit and enjoy my natural state. So what are we going to do now? We're going to do the tough work of either renegotiating that relationship, because you didn't come here on this planet to be put upon, to be abused, and to be out of balance in any relationships. You're going to either bring it into balance, or you're going to find an alternate situation. You're going to have to walk. There's really no in between if we're talking about living elevated lives, living lifted lives. So I've got your back. Some more awesome content is coming. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe, and I will catch up with you soon. Thank you.